everybody! It's me, 4. And tonight, I think I'm going to review the new Ninja Turtles movie. It's, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out of the shadows, or coming out of their shells, or coming out of the closet. I can't remember, but I'm gonna review that movie, like, right now! I could ninja chop my face off! Hiya! That's better, isn't it? Feels good to get out of the masks. Jeez. So anyway, let me stretch my muscles. My Ninja Turtle muscles! Them's pretty big Ninja Turtle muscles. I know. I've been working out. If you love the 90s series cartoon, which actually aired from 87 to like 96 or something like that, it was a long time. Like, next to The Simpsons, like one of the longest running cartoons ever. I don't really know if that's true, I'm making shit up. But, it was a great cartoon. That's where a majority of you were introduced to the Ninja Turtles, let's be honest. The original comic book, half of you didn't even know existed, and probably still don't. Which, by the way, was filled full of gore and violence that you didn't get to see in the cartoon. Highly toned down for children. Which was smart because obviously we ate it up. And we did. So, this movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Out of the Shadows, was literally about as close as you could get to an episode of the cartoon as a movie. Which was really cool. The movie starts out at a breakneck speed, which is good. It's very actiony. The movie keeps pace, very actiony the whole way through, which I personally appreciate. They didn't really, they did explain storylines, they had a competent way of doing it. It turned out kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the way of Pulp Fiction. It's like a whole bunch of story shit chopped up and thrown together, but it works competently somehow. Go figure. Okay. This movie's whole point was the introduction of BEBOP and ROCKSTEADY. Let's be honest. Nobody gives a shit except for BEBOP and ROCKSTEADY. Right? They were not in the comic originally, though later on, they were in the comic heavily, and so much so that the new series, BEBOP and ROCKSTEADY, actually killed Donatello with a sledgehammer. It happened. Look it up. BEBOP was played by Gary Williams, who is a huge voice actor apparently, and been on everything from like Sophia the First to like Doc McStuffins. Used to play on Malcolm in the Middle, and even does Batman cartoon stuff. So the dude's like all over the place. A lot of kid cartoon stuff, voices, which is kind of cool. ROCKSTEADY is played by Irishman, who we all know is a wrestler of some sort, and is very white. They did a good job. They didn't f*** him up like I expected them to. Good job! Also, this movie also introduces KRANG, which they did a good job with, as far as becoming a realistic version of what the cartoon did. He's like a little cat anus squid tentacle guy attached to a robot, which is pretty much what he was in the cartoon. So good job. Good job. I actually did a lot of research on KRANG. Okay? And here's what I've learned. I learned his career started back in the 1950 sci-fi era. Get this. There was a old movie called Planet, what was it? The Brain from Planet Eros. And that's where KRANG got his career started. Right after that, in '58, he starred in Fiend Without a Face. And his career really looked like it was booming at that point, with a lot of the sci-fi black and white drive-in movies centered around brain monsters. Sadly, that wasn't the case. Soon after, he found himself next to nowhere in work. It was dried up. 1986, I do believe, was the remake of Invaders from Mars. And KRANG got a good spot in that, being the leader of the bad alien invader guy's brain thing. And all he pretty much did was it looked like, I don't know, he's on crack or something. I really feel as though they're misusing Shredder. In the first movie, you didn't know who the f he was. Is he that weird white guy who we all love but don't remember his name? Is he the Japanese guy? Is he the fucking, you know, food vendor on the side corner street giving you hot dogs? You don't fucking know. What? It's a big confusing mess. That's because the first one was written a little fucking stupid. And they kind of added in the Shredder being a Japanese dude later on. It's a big mess. Don't even ask. But, in this one, Shredder, again, it doesn't really have his mask. He's not really running around looking like Shredder. He's not a giant f***ing robot can opener like in the first movie, but he's just kind of there in this movie. He doesn't really do much, which is okay, because he's mostly bossing everybody around when he is doing stuff. And the only time you really see him as the Shredder is at the very end, when he's all, ah! And then gets frozen like Han Solo action and shit. So I don't even know. I think they're setting it up for the third movie. I can't count. The third movie. They're setting it up for the third movie. I think. After that, we have Megan Fox is back as the sex appeal for all the boys out there. Sex appeal! And in this one, we also had the Green Arrow guy apparently show up as Casey Jones and not wear his mask! What the fuck? So you can't really have Casey Jones and not have him wear the hockey mask. That doesn't really fucking work. Otherwise, you just got some hockey fan who likes to hit shit with sticks because he has some kind of fucking bipolar sissy disorder that he likes to cry to mommy about every other night. Shut the fuck up! Anyway, he's there at the eye candy for the ladies. Duh. Pick it, sexy cute. So of course he's not gonna wear a mask. Duh. Which doesn't make a lot of fucking sense still. Duh. MADEA made an appearance as Baxter Stockman. The dude seems a little big. I don't know. For like a nerdy scientist guy, I think of like Steve Urkel. In fact, I think Steve Urkel should have been fucking Baxter Stockman. I'm just saying. They did a great job with about everything. Good action, fast-paced, good effects, smartly done. You know, the comic relief was really there, the comedy was there, the synergy was really there in this movie. You could really feel a whole new vibe. It wasn't near as dark as the first one, I guess. The first one was like, it just seemed like they didn't really, they seemed more serious. So, I mean, if you liked the 90s cartoon, which you did, because that's how you know the Turtles, definitely give this one a chance. It makes up for the first one being the first one. And it gives us the one thing we've wanted since Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze with Toka and Razor. It actually gave us BEBOP and ROCKSTEADY, which is the only thing we've all wanted for like the past 15 years to see on the big screen. And they did it great. There was also a live-action TV show, in addition later on to the other franchise parts. And wow, it was the train wreck. They introduced a new turtle though, Venus. Yeah, she was a girl turtle. Sex appeal. And I'm pretty positive just everybody masturbated to that. Because why else would you put that there? Except for some weird sexual objectificationalism towards it being a girl turtle. And your penis having like a turtle shell on it. A turtle head growing out of your shell. I don't know. I don't know if I can even talk about that legally. That's just, yeah. I was going through a weird time in my life, so, you know. I'm just saying. People masturbate to turtles all the time. Shut the f*** up.
Hey, look what I made!